Listo? All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining me on another Orti discourse. Yeah, I'm a little late, like 10, 13 minutes late, because we're getting some things situated here. We don't have our original conductor, so Diana, the girl of all trades here on MT Radio, is filling in for him, and so we're just getting things situated. But welcome, thank you for joining me. I know it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. Those that are followers of the Orti, it's been 2 weeks. We had the Memorial weekend, so I didn't come last Monday, but I wasn't fired. So if those are people saying, or the doors weren't closed on me, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, we had a meeting of all the podcasters, and there's gonna be some good movements, good conversations, more just a broad podcast that we can all relate. And but before I go into that, I just first of all I want to thank everybody here on MT Radio. I'm always gonna give them their props, their gratitude for opening this door for me. Like I said, the conductor today, Diana, Manuel, everybody here at MT Radio. I appreciate it, and I'm always going to be grateful to them. So even if this is my last podcast, whatever, hey, that's good enough for me. 1, 2 days, like I said, it's good enough for me. It's a blessing. So yeah, I want to thank them, and remember, MT Radio on YouTube. Subscribe. That's where we really need the views and the subscription. So go on there. Don't not just for me, the Orti, but also for the other podcasters. Like I said, there's a broad aspects of them. Like earlier, there was one. I think I went on there for a little bit. One of the shows. I think it was Monica who was talking about who are more faithful, men or women. She had a good conversation about that. So, and I don't even want to talk about that because, you know what I mean? I don't want to get in trouble or anything like that. But yeah, it was a good segment. It was today, so go in there, check it out. I heard it was a good topic, and yeah, it's a good topic. It's something that is happening right now. I mean, you're out there, you experience all that. I mean, you can relate, you witnessed. So I mean, those are conversations I try to open up, or dialogues I try to open up here in the Orte. Things that are happening right now. And also books, self-help books that help me out. Because like I said, I was incarcerated for a long time, and a lot of people sometimes wonder how I made it. 20 plus years in there, and how I made it. A lot of people can't fathom that thought. They'll say, "Oh, I'll go crazy if I was in there." Or I have a couple family members that or just acquaintances that did a little bit of county time, like drunk in public. They'll go in, and they're going crazy off 5, 6 hours in there, and so that's their first remark, like, "Wow, I don't know how you did it." So I try to tell them, a lot has to do with your inner self, and accepting reality, your purpose, and looking for your purpose. Just because you're in an obstacle, in a hardship place, doesn't mean that your life is done. That's your purpose. Find your purpose, and just approach it. So yeah, that's what I talk about. Self-help books that helped me because it helped me a lot. Besides the Bible, self-help books, and also I talk about these books right here. This is my books, my 5 book series, but there's 3 right now. I'm working on number 4. It's a dark mystery right now on Amazon. So I talk about that also. Like I said, it was a door. This MT radio opened this door for me, and I'm an opportunist, and I don't have no history of broadcasting or anything. So I took it. I believe when the door opens, you go for it and you take it. And it's been affecting, maybe not the views or anything like that, but I wake sometimes the next day. I look at my DMs, and there's people like, hey, thank you, especially people in the system, which are incarcerated, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. One person telling me, hey, look, thanks, man. I didn't know about these self-help books, or hey, you're inspiring me to that life ain't over, no matter where you at, I mean, so that's good enough for me. Maybe that's my calling for this door. Just so that if I hit one person, that's good enough for me. But yeah, so again, thank you for MT Radio. There's a lot. They do a lot here, they do a lot for the community. So much. Just go on MT Radio, Facebook, YouTube, and share a like, and you'll see it's just a lot of positive outreach to the community. So yeah, like I said, we had a meeting. When was it? Like maybe a week and a half ago, with all the podcast and a lot of new people. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff. I think there's one that's kind of spicy, to be honest. One that I think it's called Devil or Angel. So I'm guessing it's gonna be some females that are gonna be conducting it. So I think that says it all. Devil or Angel. That's a new podcast that should be coming up. So, and you got me, the Orti. So let's do the Orti. Let's get it up there. Remember, the Orti is an intellectual circle. There's gonna be a lot of good changes, a lot of good, just like I said, we had a meeting. They gave me we signed a contract, so I'm good here for a little longer. Thank God, But like I said, no hard feelings whenever I get cut, whatever, no hard feelings. But yeah, I want to also, we were going around when we were at the meeting, take a little experience. Yeah, so we were going around, and there's a lot of smart, intellectual people, in the podcast from MT Radio. There's a lot of certified people in business, in the psychology world. So we were going around and introducing ourselves, and kind of giving a little summary of our podcast. So it got to me, and I said, yes, my name is Julian Melendez. Podcast is the Orti, and I don't want to say no names, but there was this person that was very intellectual. They have their own show, real up there, real. And she wanted to know what was the Orti about. I told her, and she's like, oh. And once she heard what I was, saying, because I said, mine is pretty much positivity, just spreading out positivity. And also, I told him I have no shame. I told him, yeah, I was incarcerated, but I changed my life. I capitalized and utilized the tools in prison, because there's a lot of outlets, and I'm talking about positive outlets, school traits and all that, vocational traits, anything. Even people, people are always sharpening each other up with knowledge and stuff like that. So yeah, it came up. I had no shame in it. I have no shame that I was incarcerated. 20 something years. That's me. That's my life. For order to move forward, you gotta accept your past. Have no shame in it. We're not perfect. You know, I mean, I got a lot of closed doors because of that, or I get a lot of, distasteful looks and whatnot. But hey, I don't mind it. I get it. Even, but I always said, even if you're living a straight life, you're still gonna be criticized or downplayed. Oh, he's living a beautiful life. Look at, like, So, yeah, I kind of expressed it. Yeah, I was incarcerated, so I told them I sometimes try to encourage people, parolees, people that are getting out from prison, from doing a long time, that I'll just giving them the stats that 8 out of 10 parolees return back to prison. And why? Because they a lot of people don't take a chance on them. Employers don't take a chance on them. I think a couple episodes back from the Orti, I talked about a little bit more into that. And it's true. Employers don't take a chance. They look at, oh, he's been convicted of a felon, and that's it. You get that blemish, and they don't look at the skills. This guy has all the skills, all everything to fit that occupation, but they don't look at that. You know. So yeah, I brought it up. I like to talk about that. Help people, and hopefully they see me. And so this person who works in the psychological field, like, kind of butted in and said, "Hey, well, yeah, that's true, and this and that, but the system is changing, I guess, because she or he said that they worked with parolees and in the community, I guess in the council, where they're helping parolees, and that person says they're seeing changes." And I was like, in my head, I wanted to keep going, but it's not the time for a debate. But I thought I brought that up, but because it ain't changing. No, it's still the same. That person don't know because, yeah, she knows, or he knows by a book statistics part, but she don't know by experience. The only ones that know by experience is me and every parolee. We know we're out there targeted with that, with being a felon, being a parolee. We know. Yes, you see it, but you don't know. We're the ones filling out the application. We're the ones knocking on doors for an opportunity. We know. So yeah, they could talk about it, but a person can't really relate like us, how hard it is out here, for opportunity. And it's easy to get discouraged without no support. Like I said, I get it. I was out here, and if I didn't have a family of support, I don't know. It would have been difficult. I think I would have. I know I would have stayed strong and lived positive, but it would have been real difficult. So I get it. How people return back to the lifestyle they are accustomed, and it's so easy to do. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. That yeah, if only us, only we know how hard it is, you know. But like I said, I have some followers, viewers from in there, and they thank me, and this is, like I said, there's opportunity out here. Just prepare yourself in there. Prepare yourself and take advantage of all the positive traits and vocational traits and education in there. It's all free. Take advantage of it. You know, follow your dream. Just because you're in there don't mean the your life is over. You can't follow your dream. And as a matter of fact, that's a good place to start because you have a lot of time, a lot of quality time for yourself to concentrate on your goal, your dream. Put it to action. Just go for it. What's I know it's far fetched, but because we're in there, we're meant to fail, but you got this to escape your mind. You can escape anything. When those that seen my past episodes, I talk about my books, how I just started writing. I just started writing. One page led to 10 pages, 10 pages led to 100. Next thing you know, it's like at 600 pages, and I just wrote and wrote and wrote. I don't know. I got inspired, and I got discouraged. I ain't gonna lie. I got discouraged a couple times. Like, what the hell? I can't write a book. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be published. What am I thinking? We got that small mind mentality, and and then something would pop up that will encourage me. Like I said, Stephen King. I read his biography, and those that know Stephen King, he's probably one of the best authors out there, popular authors, and most of the scary movies are of his making. And I read his biography because I'm writing, so I want to know how I want to know their trait. You see, when you got to do your whatever you set your goal on, whatever that is, do your homework on it. Go purchase some biographies by these people that your goal is on, and you gotta you gotta learn the trait. So that's what I did. I read biographies from Stephen King, from other producers, and they all say the same. They say just write. Who cares how it sounds? Don't worry about that. Just write your story. And don't worry about all the little periods, commas, all that grammar. Don't worry about that. You have people that you can hire for that. Publishers, they do all that. You just write the story. So that just encouraged me, and I just wrote and wrote. Like I said, I just wrote and wrote. So yeah, just because you're in there don't mean nothing. So what I mean. Those that are listening in there, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that love and support, the real love. I'm out here. I'm trying to hopefully represent you guys in a positive way, and hopefully it touches employers to give you guys a chance, to give us all a chance, because like I always said, like we could be the parolee could be the most loyal employee you can have, because when I was incarcerated, that's all I heard. All they wanted is a job. All they wanted is a job to get money, to help their family. That's it. So just, hopefully it touches a couple employers' ears, and, it changes their mind. Hire them just for a part-time. Keep an eye on them until they prove themselves. They ain't gonna care. Parolees ain't gonna care because if we're doing right, we don't care. If we're doing right, we got nothing to hide. That's why we wouldn't care. I didn't. When I got a job, or I didn't care if they were looking at me or keeping tabs on me. I don't care. Yeah, many people be, oh, that's, you know, invading your privacy, violating your privacy. Man, I ain't tripping, man. I got that shit. 20 years I did that, so I don't care. I know I'm doing wrong. So, yeah, like I said, I'm out here. Hopefully, you guys get inspired. I appreciate the love. Just keep knocking also. Not just know there's gonna be closed doors. There's gonna be closed doors. There gonna be maybe a lot of closed doors. Who cares, man? Keep knocking. Eventually, one's gonna open. But be strong. Right now while you're in put your mind into just your goals. Prepare yourself. Everything. Your vocabulary. Get a dictionary. Study one word a day. I did that. Study one word a day. How to put it in, how to spell it, how to use it in a sentence, and just keep repeating that the whole day. By 30 days, you already got 30 new words in your head. It's part of it sucks that society is like that. And it ain't gonna change, man. It ain't gonna change. So you gotta change. Change your vocabulary. Check your way of thinking. Find your purpose, man. So yeah, man. Much respects to them in there, man. I know they hear me, and much love and thank you. And like I said, so back to the discourse. I think I got everything covered. So to the discourse. Okay, we're gonna talk about for an hour. We're gonna talk about Peso Pluma's new haircut. All right, so get ready. Yeah, right. Hell nah, man. This is the Orti. You know what I mean? We don't talk about, useless conversations that ain't gonna help us. Ain't gonna nothing. That ain't gonna help you for nothing. And people still infatuated with that. You know what I mean? That's all I heard. All this damn couple weeks or days about his haircut. Like, who cares, man? This is the Orti. We talking about real stuff, intellectual stuff. Things that are gonna help us progress in a life-changing positive way. Mentally strengthening ourselves. We're opening our eyes. The Orti's about opening your eyes to the motives of people, motives in life. Because I always express, it's a game out there. Everybody has a motive. Everybody. And if you're blind to that, you're gonna. Everybody knows about betrayal. Everybody knows about being backstab, about being a person being disloyal. That's all because you were blind. That's because you were blind to the game. You failed to see the motive behind that person's eyes, real intentions. And that's what the Orti's all about. The intellectual circle. And believe me, I was incarcerated, so I experienced, I think, every behavior, every demeanor, attitude there can be. And I learned how to pick and choose my opponents, not my opponents, but who I talk and who I communicate with. And that's something you gotta inspect yourself. So that's what I talk about. Just that's what the Orti is all about. Intellectual circle, sharpening each other. I talk about everything. And I'm gonna have, like I said, those that don't know, a couple episodes back, I talked about I'm gonna have a paralegal in here. We're gonna interview a paralegal. We're gonna get the real lowdown on the criminal justice. You know, if you or a family member or someone close to you ever gets in that situation, what rights do we have? Because I was in the system, but on the other side, so I wish I knew what I know now about the law and our rights. Then things would have probably turned out differently. But I accept my purpose. But I'm saying, like, it's good to know basic rights. So I'm gonna have a paralegal, and this is probably gonna trip you guys out too. But I'm gonna be interviewing also a marriage counselor. A marriage counselor slash sex therapist. So, hey, telling you, I'm just because I believe I see it. Nobody really stays married no more. You know what I mean? Nobody stays faithful no more. Just like that conversation they had earlier on the podcast with Monica, they talked about who's more faithful. Why? Because it's reality. People just afraid to say it, but it's reality. People know. I mean, you go to anybody and I bet you ask them if they know if a person's divorced. Yeah, they'll probably give you like five names relationships that got divorced. And I believe it's mostly because they lose their spiciness, so to speak. What kind of relationship they had in the beginning that made them so in love with each other. They lose it. They become complacent. Oh, I already have this person. I don't need to uh you know be like that no more. I don't have to display such romantic aspects anymore. And what happens? They get it somewhere else. They hear it somewhere else. Hey, it's facts, man. You know what I mean? It's facts. I know everybody knows. It's hard to hear, but it's the truth. But I ain't saying every. I mean, I seen some faithful um, relationships. I'm just saying it's high up there. It's high. The adultery, the divorce rating is high. So yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing a marriage counselor too. So like I said, it's gonna be nothing but I just bring out nothing but positive stuff and try to throw my experience in it. Because I believe I was in a place I dealt with a lot of behaviors, a lot of attitudes, different people. So and and I succeeded and I conquered the system. You know, I I did the I did the time. There's a saying, do the time, don't let the time do you. I did the time. I didn't let the time do me, because that time can do you. It can do you. It's a disease. It can get you stressed. It can get you depressed. I mean, I seen it in there. I seen 20-year-olds look like 50-year-olds losing their hair, looking like skeletons, dead people. Why? Because they let the time do them. They the stress, the depression. It's real. So yeah. So like I said, there's gonna be a lot of good things coming with the Orti. A lot of good things. So stick with me. Nothing but positivity. You know, positivity. Like I said, I'm live. I'll be going through. I look at all the comments. I look at the views. Let me know. Send me a question, whatever. In the end, I'll look into it. I'll give like 10 minutes in the end to answer your guys' questions or anything. Just let me know. So to the Discord. So this weekend, because I talked about those who been listening to my podcast, I've been talking a lot about this author right here who came out with this book. the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Green. So I thought I had it when I was incarcerated, and I had a lot of. It was highlighted. It had side notes. It was like an old Bible. That's how much I read it, reread it, studied it. You know, I'm a disciple of this. I'm a disciple. I believe this helped me a lot in there, and also continues to help me out here. And maybe not all the 48 laws are for you. I get it. They're not all for me either, but it's good to know, because he does talk a lot about, like I said, destroying your enemy completely. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I'm sure people are like, yeah, I'm a nice person. I don't want to do that. I get it. But you could also take it like a friendship wise. If that person is disloyal or betrays you, just pretend he's dead or pretend she's dead. That's how you can put it in words right now. When it says destroy your enemy completely, forget about that person completely. They had no use for that person, and that's okay. So that's see how you could just work the terms to your situation aspect. So yeah, I purchased it because oh my god, there's so much. This is good. This is like mental strategy for right now, and one I promise one is just gonna affect you, and you gotta get more keen and more adaptive to the fickle life, fickle world, um, unpredictable people, so-called friends. You'll see, you'll see. Like I said, they'll open your eyes. Your peripherals will broaden. You will see more motive behind everything. Because I can't stress this anymore that everybody has a motive, you know. And I gave this example real quick about a car salesman. When he sees you looking at a car, he's already thinking, how am I gonna get this person to buy that car? And those that purchase cars, they are relentless. They have a motive. Their money. They're gonna get a commission off that. So, same thing with relationships, anything. There's always a motive. Just know your motive, but don't be paranoid about it. Just be aware. It's okay to be aware. You have to be aware because everybody knows betrayal, and everybody's been hurt before. So I was reading, and I was trying to figure out like what's a good law, because there's 48 laws. What's a good law that I think we can all adapt and relate to in these times? And I'm pretty sure we all experienced. And like I said, sometimes inspiration just hits you. You know what I mean? Or sometimes you witness something throughout the day, throughout those days, or through your weekend, and you're like, "Oh man, this is it." You know what I mean? And it hit me, this law, which is Law 10, and Law 10 is avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Avoid them. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You need to avoid them. You like it's those that, again, I keep on going to my last episodes because it all meshes in. I talk about how misery loves company, and it does. And I talked about the law of attraction. Whatever you attract, you're gonna get. So it's the same thing. That's what he's saying. So avoid the unhappy and unlucky. And it's true. Just think about when someone yawns. When you see someone yawn, you yawn. That's infectious right there. So it's the same thing with the unlucky and the unhappy. You're gonna get, you know what I mean? You're gonna get if you're around those people, you're gonna get trapped. They're You're gonna get trapped, or they're gonna trap you. You're gonna get infected. Robert Greene talks about these. He calls them infectors. That's what he calls them, infectors. The ones that are unhappy, unlucky. They're infectors because why? They're gonna infect you. You know, and it don't discriminate either. The unlucky and the unhappy don't discriminate, male or female. You know what I mean? It it's gonna target you. It don't have a gender. It's gonna target you. So yeah, I think that's a good law that that we can all relate to. And I wrote down some notes, so hopefully you guys can accept this or don't. It's all good. Like I said, there's two people that can see my podcast, and one could say he's full of shit, and one could be like, okay, I'm gonna use that. And so it just matters where you're at. So yeah. So I think the first rule of this is, if when you suspect you are in the presence of an infector, which is somebody miserable, unhappy, unlucky, don't argue. Don't argue with that person. Don't try to help him or her. Don't pass that infector in. Don't pass them to your friends, because eventually you're going to get meshed in. Rule one is flee from that presence. You got to flee from that presence or suffer the consequences. It's the truth. They're infectors. It's a disease. Everybody experienced it. Now, okay. Now don't get it twisted. And don't think I'm insensitive. There are some misfortunes among us who have been brought down by circumstances beyond their control that deserve our support and sympathy. Those people that are abandoned, that get depressed, a loss of a loved one. Hey, they have all the right to be depressed, hurt, and sometimes that leads to miserable because, hey, lost a loved one. So those people do deserve our sympathy, our support, our help. They deserve it. So that's how you gotta, like I said, you gotta pretty much know who you're messing with, who you talking to. Now, if he's miserable because of, unfortunate circumstances that we all can relate. I was in a misfortunate circumstance. I got incarcerated for a long time, but that was for my mistake. So I couldn't blame nobody but myself. So I made myself better. But there's just some people that, they're just full of unhappiness, of unluckiness, and just miserable. Everybody knows that. The gossiper. And sadly to say, it usually comes from a friend or someone close. And you know why? Because it's deep envy. And when you have deep envy in a person, it's uncontrollable. They thrive for that. They thrive to make people miserable. They want people to be miserable in their level. And I ain't even gonna say they're satisfied when they do, cause there ain't no satisfaction in a miserable person. There ain't. I don't even. They don't even get happy when they succeed in making another person um, miserable. Yeah, there ain't no satisfaction in them. Because they have that deep envy. You know, and I could tell you a quick little story. A while back, I ain't gonna say no names, but a while back, let's just say I knew two friends, and they were in a relationship. Both of them had relationships. Both of them had kids, and they had their own apartments, everything, and they got along real well. They would go to barbecues together. They would go places. They were like, the perfect two couples, and they were cool. Well, one of them started cheating and this and that, and they broke up. So now it's just one female, and now she's like seeing her other friend still in the relationship, but she's miserable. She's miserable. So what she do, start she wants that girl who she used to kick it with a lot with the couple thing. She wants to see her miserable too. She wants to see her in just like her. So what she do, start whispering shit in her ear. Oh, where is he at? Oh, you think he's there? We should drive over there. Doing anything. Doing anything to try to, you know, just catch that person so she could, you know what I mean, get to break up and they can both be miserable. And they're close friends. That's what I'm saying. Like, it comes from a close friend from deep envy. And yeah, so I seen it before too. Once I guess he told, well, the one that was still in the relationship told, hey, he was gonna come to my house and we're gonna kick it. He came to my house, and then like an hour later, they tried to sneak up. They came in a car and they drove by, and that other chick who had broke up, she was in the passenger, and my friend at that time was like, yeah, it's that chick putting shit in my lady's head. I bet, because she usually wouldn't go, you know, looking for him like that, but she was putting shit in her head. So see how the misery, they want people to be miserable, just like you. They'll, and it's coming from deep envy from a close one. You know, so yeah, that's what this this law 10 is about unhappiness. Don't try to. You gotta know who your surroundings are. Like I said, there's two. If one miserable because of a death from a loved one or stuff like that, or stressed, hey, they deserve our sympathy. But there's just some that they just desire, they incline to that's their motive every day. Who can we? Who can I mess up? Who can I be? Who can I talk smack about so they can be miserable like me? And it's funny because these people are practically, these infectors are practically healthy. They have all the qualities to be happy. They have all the qualities to be happy. They live a normal life, but they choose to still, enter gossip, enter just miserable, just trying to drown people. And Robert Greene says it's because it's a disease. It is. It's a disease, and you got to treat it like a disease. So stay away from it. And in this book, he'll make you see those type of persons. When you go to a group and they just start talking about, okay, someone in your crowd, okay, you got to think like, okay, what if I'm not there? What if I wasn't here? You think they wouldn't be talking about me if they're talking about somebody who ain't there that's part of their crowd? That's how you got to see it. Sometimes you get so involved and blind that you start, you start getting into it. But instead of that, you should see it like, okay, what if I wasn't here? They would be probably saying the same thing about me. That's that's why you gotta just step away. It's better to have a small circle so you know who knows what, who you tell, and you could kind of narrow it down easily. You don't have a big old 30 following and 45. She's it's Diana. She's giving me something I don't know. But yeah, yeah. Even when I was incarcerated, I would stay from. There's a lot of unhappy, unlucky people in there too. Like I go in there. You would wake up. Quick story. I would wake up and you'll see people just mad. Just have an expression like a real mad face. I'm like hating the world. And I wouldn't. I would whoop. I would turn, go somewhere else, go where people are. Yes, we're incarcerated, but they're still. It's all right. They'll be talking about the latest news or things that are coming up in the system. New programs. That's where I'll go sit. Okay, what can we do? I mean, that's how you gotta see it out here also. So law 10, like I said, it's avoid the unhappy and unlucky. And know the difference. There's two. Remember, the unfortunate from circumstances, those are people that have been abandoned, lost a loved one, and so on. Those deserve our sympathy. Those ain't people you want to stay away from. We all went through that. I did. I did, and there's someone there to. I think there was someone there to be encouraging. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure there was. So know the difference. But if it's someone that is perfectly healthy, you know, perfectly good in life to be successful and happy, but still dabbles in talking nothing but fabrication about somebody and just gossiping and all that, then those you can't help. It's a disease. That's their motive every day, and those you gotta stay away, because you will be infected. They're called infectors. Robert Bean calls them infectors. Misery loves company. I made that example. When someone yawns, you gotta yawn because you're looking at him. Same thing. It falls into the same thing. So that's Law 10. I hope you guys got a little knowledge from me. Um, I'm pretty sure we all, like I said, I think it's a conversation. It's a very sensitive conversation, but it's something we all want, you know, not talked about. And hopefully I kind of helped you to see a little bit or a little light in that subject, because we all have that. I don't call them friends. I call them acquaintances that they try to, drown you in their misery. So hopefully I gave you a little bit of knowledge of that, and hopefully you guys can apply it. And like I said, this is the Orti, the intellectual circle. Hopefully you guys got a little good little keen knowledge from me. So thank you for you guys that are viewing. I see a lot of people here. You know, my cousins, friends. Thank you for the views. I appreciate it. Like I said, you guys can ask me anything here. I'll read them and I'll bring them up on the next Orti, which are Mondays at 3 p.m. Please share on YouTube, subscribe. That's what we need, the views. It's my book right here. It's on Amazon right now. If you want me to get into it about the books, how I came up with the characters, how I came with the story, it's really an interesting story. It's really good. You guys just got to give it a chance. This one just came out, the Rabia Rang Posse. It's about a dark organizations that, you know, that combine, that join forces, you know what I mean, to keep territories aligned, but greed comes into the picture. Power loves power. So, and yeah, I'll be talking more about it, more in depth with it. So yeah, thank you again for the views. Appreciate it. And I'll see you guys Monday, next Monday, 3 p.m. Don't forget MT Radio and YouTube. And let's see what I get inspired. And I'll gladly share it with you guys. So see you guys next week. Much love.